This is Becton99 coming at you with another rec gameplay review. I started this in the almost towards the fourth quarter. I was locked into this match. I'm talking to you from the future. I've seen things, I know things. It's happened in the past. So my point is on this fucking video, I mean several times if I showed you the whole game I kept looking up. I call it the title card. You can call it the score sheet, whatever you want, but I'm gonna call it the title card going forward. I pull it up, and at the end of the game, whatever the score is right now, we end up losing to them. They scored 70, we scored 59. I want to break down my stat line. I left the game with a A minus. I had 14 points, and I went 5 of 6 in field goals. So I only had 6 possessions, but I turned in 7 assists, or whatever. So you could say my 14 times 7 plus 2 at a bare minimum. Like some of those could have been 3s, but let's just say they were 2s. So 14 plus 14, I scored 28 points. And I went 5 of 6. So I only did 6 attempts or whatever. I was 1 of 2 from 3. I played primarily an inside center, but he did shoot 4 threes and he scored 2 of them. He went 9 of 14 and he had 20 points. But this is where it gets kind of murky, the full disclosure part of it. He had 20 rebounds. I had 9. But half of that is, I'm going to say he was camping paint. And then the other half is if I'm standing on the perimeter as a stretch, I'm not going to get as many offensive rebounds as he's going to get defensive rebounds or whatever, right? So, I mean, I say that in full disclosure. The 2020, it seems impressive, but it's not impressive until you encounter or realize this one stat that I want to highlight in this video. At the end of the game, my team was 7 of 20 from 3. And that stands out to me. How, like, the community is so scared of shooting. Everybody made a build week 1 and then they switched and they made a rebirth, and their rebirths can't shoot. Everyone's trying to go to the rim. The point guard's a rim runner. The point guard on my team, he attempted 8 threes and he went 3 of 8. The shooting guard, now keep this in mind, this is on my team. He ended the game with 17 points, but he went 7 of 17. And of those 7 of 17, only 5 shots were from 3. And he went 2 of 5 from 3. He had more possessions than anybody on the team. The guy that I was guarding, he had 14 possessions. He went 9 of 14. He scored 20. I had 6 possessions as a stretch, and I scored 14 points. That's with some fouls and some stuff in there, whatever, transition take, but that's the idea. And then I outscored him because if you count my assists, I had 28 points, and I was still only allowed 6 shots or whatever. So my point is in this video is that I hate the fact that we went 7 of 20. We should have went 14 of 40. Everybody should come into the game just jacking up your open shots. Look for your open shots from 3. The game's going to make you miss, but the game doesn't tell you not to shoot a 3. We don't even get cold like we used to in this game. You know? Like before, you shot 1 or 2 shots, you missed, you got cold or whatever. To get cold in this game, you got to do crazy shit. You got to do something insane. So all I'm saying is I'm tired, I'm frustrated from losing by this score, them having 70 and we having 59. That means we lost by 11 points. And do you know how you could easily have 11 points? Is if our 3-point stat line wasn't 7 of 20. This man took 17 shots, the shooting guard on my team, and went 7 of 17. That's a horrible stat line when you consider only 5 of them were from 3. But he kept getting the ball. I went 5 of 6. I only had 2 threes attempted out of my 6 possessions. And I had 7 assists, and I would have had more assists, obviously, if people could score. So the whole moral of this story is fuck whatever 2K is doing. You guys have to shoot more threes. If we get to halftime and we only have 4 fucking 3-point shots, that's fucking stupid. What are we doing? The other team that we played against, they went 5 of 18 from 3 and they still won the game. You hear that? They had 5 made threes and they won the game. They went 5 of 18 from 3. We went 7 of 20 from 3. If the other team scores 5 threes, they should never win the fucking game. If this is IRL, if this is supposed to be real or we're scaling for realness, there is no fucking NBA game that ends with a team having 5 threes. So I'm losing games. I want there to be a thing that says, hey, when you show me my record, I wanted to say, hey, this is my record in random rec, bro. And then I want you to be able to look at my record in squatted rec, and I don't have a fucking squad and I don't play squatted rec. But I want my fucking win percentage card or whatever to understand that I'm playing with people that suck, that don't know what they're doing. I'm playing with a PG that goes 3 of fucking 8 from 3. A shooting guard that went 7 of 17. I had 6 possessions. I went 5 of 6. I lost the game. We could have won the game if the assists that I threw would have went in. If I would have had if the person that I'm guarding had 14 possessions and they scored 20, and I had 6 possessions and I scored 14. If I had 14 possessions, we would have had those 11 points or whatever that we lost or that we didn't have when we won. But I didn't get the ball because I'm playing with random people, right? So I don't care about win percentages. I don't care about anything like that. But what I'm saying is, 2K, I need you to differentiate that shit, right? I'm trying to my rep meter or my banner should reflect what I did. Hell, my banner should go down differently if I lose in a random rec because I'm playing with random people.